In this video, we'll be looking at how to multiply and divide fractions. We'll start with multiplication of fractions first. In the first example, we have a half times 2/3. So in multiplying fractions, all we need to do is just multiply across. We multiply numerator times numerator, so that's 1 times 2, 2. And then we multiply denominator by denominator, so that's 2 times 3, and that's 6. What we need to do is to check to see if our answer can be simplified, as that's a very important step. So here we have 2/6. What we can do is find the highest common factor of 2 and 6, which is 2. So 2 divided by 2 gives 1, and 6 divided by 2 gives 3. Our final answer is 1/3. Now we'll be looking at a second example. What you can do for this one is just pause the video, have a go, and when you finish, just watch the video to check your answer. Okay, so looking at this one, again, we multiply numerator by numerator. In this case, it's 3 times 1, 3. And then denominator by denominator, 5 times 3, 15. We check to see if our answer can be simplified. In this case, it can be. So we find the common factor, which is the highest one. In this case is 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. 15 divided by 3 is 5. And our final answer is 1/5 in its simplest form. We'll be looking at an example now involving division of fractions. For this example, we have 11/2 divided by 1/2. And I'll be introducing you to a very important little trick that I use to remember how to divide fractions. So that method is called KFC. The K stands for keep, the F stands for flip, and the C stands for change. And what this really means is that 11/2, which is our first fraction, we keep it, that's our K. Flip our second fraction, which is 1/2. So instead of writing 1/2, I would write 2/1. And the change means that instead of writing back a division sign, I write a multiplication sign. So now I have 11/2 times 2/1. So all I need to do now is to basically apply my skills of multiplication of fractions to work this out. But before I do that, if you realize we could make our life easier by simplifying first. So we can simplify vertically and diagonally. In this case, I'm seeing where I could simplify these two fractions. So I do 2 into itself 1, 2 into itself 1. So I'm left with 11 times 1, 11. 1 times 1, 1, which is the same thing as 11 divided by 1, giving us back 11. Have a go at this question. Just pause the video, and when you finish working it, play the video to see if you got the correct answer. Okay, for this example, same thing that we'll be doing. It's division of fractions, which therefore means that I'm keeping my first fraction. So I write back 3/2. I flip my second fraction, so I write 9/4. And then I change the division sign to multiplication, so I write times. Again, I look to see if there's anything I can simplify vertically or diagonally. In this case, there's nothing that I can simplify, so I just simply go ahead and multiply numerator by numerator. 3 times 9 gives 27, and denominator by denominator, 2 times 4 gives 8. Again, looking at our answer so far, you notice it's an improper fraction. So what we can do just to tidy this up, we could just convert it to a mixed number. In converting this to a mixed number, we ask ourselves the question, how many groups of 8s can I get from 27? The answer is 3. And I'm left with 3 because 3 times 8 gives 24. So 27 take away 24, that gives me 3 as my remainder, which I write as my numerator, and a denominator of 8. So my final answer is 3 3/8.